Hi, everybody. We're going to do something pretty cool right now. We're going to go into our Period 5 course in your My Pearson's Mastering link, which you have in your APHG folder up here. And you're going to click our class. So go ahead and sign in. You can pause this video so that go ahead and put your scissors on so that you are doing this at the same time I'm doing it. You're going to be looking at page 45 right in the middle where it says, sorry, my book is over here. Right here in the middle where it says Geospatial Data Analysis. And this is going to be pretty cool because we're going to overlap two different maps. So I know that you already located on your My Maps, you wrote the little summaries of the two places. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go into the study area here, not the e-text, but the study area. And you are going to launch it. Click Launch. And you want to, see, I'm trying to find the, I don't want that, sorry. I'm trying to get my little highlighter, spotlight. Anyway, what we wanna do is this one. You're gonna go to Map Master 2.0. And you're going to click that. And you're gonna open the Map Master. And this basically just is a little introduction, shows you how you can compare two different sources of data, whether it's arithmetic density or agricultural density, looking at how many farmers per land versus how many people in a square mile. So we're going to look at two things. We're going to look at the density and we're going to look at elevation. And you're going to see Amsterdam's problem more close up. So launch the Map Master. And you are going to basically look at, in order to answer these questions on this page, you have to look at two different sources of data. So the first thing to recognize on this map is that you can zoom in to wherever you want. You can we're going to zoom to Europe first. So let's go right into Europe. And you should know that Spain practically kisses Morocco right there. Morocco is in Africa, North Africa, which is often considered part of the Middle East right here. That's why the Middle East is a vernacular region. Most people think of this as just the Middle East, but actually North Africa, because it's Arabic, mostly Arabic, they speak Arabic, a lot of Arab culture, they're Muslim for the most part. A lot of North Africans are considered part of the Middle East. Anyway, that is not part of what we're doing. We're looking at the Netherlands. How many of you on this map of Europe, you should be able to know, by the way, which one's Italy, right? The boot. The big ones are Italy, and this is the Alps up here, which border Switzerland and France. And then this one is what we were looking at just yesterday, the United Kingdom, right? So now we're very close to both of those places. Netherlands was, I'm going to zoom in. Can I zoom in with I'm going to go large scale here. We're getting larger scale to go into Europe. Now, on the legend over here, I want to change the settings to be able to look at political boundaries. We're looking at the political just means the government. All of these areas are sovereign. So they are their own sovereign political states. These are called states, the state of France, the state of the UK, the state of Spain. We are the state of the United States. Happens to be divided into states, which is confusing. But anyway, these are political states. So we're going to show political labels. Now you can see the Netherlands up here, right? So now we want to add some data. So we are going to pull over our map, this little arrow over here, and we are going to search arithmetic. Why isn't it coming up? Density. We want to look at density. Now you should know the difference between all of these three densities. Arithmetic density is the same as population density, which is how many people are on the average land area, how many people are in that area. And you will notice you're going to add, and then the difference here, physiological density has to do with fertile land that you can farm. Obviously, you don't want to have a large population density with a very small amount of physiological density, because then you don't have the land to farm. And then the density of agricultural density has to do with farmers per square mile or area of land. So you guys are actually going to go down to population arithmetic density, and you are going to add that layer to the map. So now notice all of a sudden you can see these are super dense areas. These red, this is where most of the people in Germany live, right? I believe that is Berlin. Munich is going to be down here. Obviously, the highest density of France, most people per square mile is going to be in Paris. This is going to be the capital of the UK, which is London. And Netherlands, you can see, is very dense, right? So now we're going to add another layer. You've added that layer, and now we're going to add the one that is for elevation. So let's look at elevation, world elevations. Add that layer. And now you want to not replace the layer. You want to split the map window so you can compare the two data, right? The two sets of data. So you're going to split the map window, and you're going to say, okay. And now it's going to show you, just like in the book, these are the two sources that you are looking at. Now you can see right away the problem with the Netherlands, right? So below sea level, and even Belgium and France have some areas that are in trouble. And obviously, as the sea heats up and these polar caps melt, they're going to have many more problems. So how do they keep it sustainable? Thankfully, it's a pretty stable government, economy, and so they're able to use these high-tech, giant infrastructure pieces of, dikes and polders and ways to keep out the water. But you need to look at this now and think carefully, you might have to go back to page 40 to answer some of these questions and look at your notes from page 40. But you want to kind of use this analysis, and please use specific information from this when you're answering these three questions. Okay, make it detailed. I want to see, you basically do not need to write the question. I just want you to answer in full paragraph form. So you'll have it's called an FRQ. You're going to basically answer the question, but answer it in full sentences and explain as much of the information as you can. Okay, so I should see basically, obviously the first question, looking at what is the elevation of this area, is going to be one sentence. But when you look at number 2, that's going to be 3 or 4 sentences. And then number 3 is going to be a lot longer, and you're going to be thinking outside the box. So this is going to be creative, and I want to see what you come up with and how you can analyze this data. Okay, so think about this, and now answer the questions on page 45, 1 through 3 on that middle section of the textbook. Okay.